Now, here's a scene of incredible emotion outside a Pennsylvania court as a mother went face-to-face with the judge who sent her son to jail.
Do you remember me? Do you remember me? Do you remember my son? My kid's not here. He's dead because of him. He ruined my life.
Now, let me tell you why she was so upset and so right. That judge had just been convicted of racketeering and tax fraud. He was accused of taking part in what prosecutors called a Kids for Cash scheme. In return, Judge Mark Ciavarella of Pennsylvania's Luzerne County allegedly placed juvenile defendants at their facilities. Now, the judge swears he never took a bribe, but the money happened to magically show up in his account after he sent the kids to the detention center. But Sandy Fonzo's son, Ed, was one of those kids wrongly sentenced by Judge Ciavarella. His mother says the incident broke his spirit, and last June, he committed suicide. And there were many, many others as well. In one case, Ciavarella sentenced a boy to 2 years for joyriding in his own mom's car. Another boy landed behind bars for stealing a $4 jar of nutmeg. Altogether, Pennsylvania has expunged the records of more than 6,000 juveniles that the judge sentenced. And how did all this get started? Prosecutors say Ciavarella and another judge plotted to shut down the county-run detention center in 2002. In its place, the county signed a lease worth $58 million with a developer, Robert Powell. The county paid Powell's company more than $30 million between 2003 and 2007 to house juveniles at Pennsylvania Child Care and Western Pennsylvania Child Care. Powell has pled guilty to being an accessory to conspiracy and awaits sentencing. Now, look, here's part of the problem. If you say to companies, hey, we're going to pay you a lot of money if you put these kids in prison, what's their motivation? To put more kids in prison. And that's exactly what they did here. And they didn't care what happened to the kids, and they wound up giving the money to the judges, and the judges got convicted, and the judges took the money, sent the kids, they didn't care. 6,000 cases. We can't farm out some things. Sometimes the government has a role, and the role in this case is we got to make sure to look out for our citizens. We can't leave it in private hands, and it doesn't save us any money anyway. They got the money. And so it's just a total and utter waste. And if you think I'm upset by it, let's bring in Sandy Fonzo. She's the mother that was affected here. Tell me about your case, Sandy.
It was just a simple, tiny little, normal 17-year-old incident that just turned into. I'm sorry.
Know it's hard, Sandy. I know.
It was a little tiny mistake that a teenager made that most teenagers do make in those times. He was at an underage drinking party and ended up in front of Judge Ciavarella, and everything just snowballed from there. He never had a chance to, come back to his old self. He was never the same.
Well, it's an incredibly traumatic incident. How long was he at the detention center?
He did 6 months when he sentenced him altogether.
Right. And when did you find out that the judges were possibly taking money to send the kids away for longer and longer?
I knew from that first time that I went in front of them when when nobody was allowed to speak and they shackled them and took them away, and I knew something was wrong. There was something definitely wrong there, but I didn't, start learning until the the Philadelphia Juvenile Law Center came into the picture and started, since '93 they were fighting different cases, and they went in front of him a lot of times and started getting more involved and finding things out, and then it started coming out more.
Right. And there's so many moms and dads who say, look, we went in and we thought it was going to be a simple slap on the wrist. It's their first offense. They're 12, they're 10, they're 13.
They could never escape it.
And then the minute they were in, they got sent down there.
They were lined up one by one, and they were shackled and taken out, and there was like nothing that anybody could do about it.
Now, you got a chance to confront the judge there.
Yes.
I mean, what were you feeling, and why'd you react?
I went there because I wanted to see him. He was supposed to be taken out by the county marshals and taken to prison right that day. And when I got there, I found out that wasn't the story. They were releasing him to go home with his family, and it was just another slap in the face. It was just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he had 2 years coming up with, this case that he had. These kids had 1 minute. He was, these appeals that he keeps having, the kids got nothing. The kids didn't get time to go home. They were shackled and taken and sent right away.
Because he's got a team of lawyers, and, the kids didn't have anything. Sandy, I feel sick for what happened to your family. I want to thank you for joining us, and, the words can't make it better.
Can I just say, out of all the interviews and everything that I've been doing, I haven't been able to get what I want to do now, so that my son's death was not in vain. I want something good to come out of this. I want to be able to, for all of these parents to come through with their stories, show up with me at the sentencing. I want hundreds of thousands of them for Ciavarella to have to walk through and see the faces of all these kids that he's impacted and all the lives, the families that he's impacted. I want them to contact this judge. I have an address on my Facebook page. Tell him that we will not accept this minimum plea. I'm living a life sentence from him. We're trying to put together a book with these stories. The websites are listed on our sites. So
everybody look it up. Sandy Fonzo, of course, the mom involved, and you'll be able to find her Facebook page, etc. Right. Sandy, again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.